Hey guys, it's Maxie here and welcome to the latest edition of the Young Team at FM Save with Motherwell. Today's a little bit of a change of pace. We are on Scottish Cup duty as we take on Dundee United from the Scottish Championship, the second tier. You can see here, if we just click on Dundee United, close to potentially coming up to the top division. A lot of former Premier League talent in there, or Scottish Premiership talent in there. You can easily name off the likes of Magaro Gomez, Fraser Aird, Fraser Fivey, just a few. So it's going to be quite a difficult one. And as I say, that's just some of the players, the higher earners anyway, could certainly cause a problem. I even look again and see likes of Declan McManus could be someone that could cause a problem. But it'll be interesting. And hopefully, we can keep them out and we can progress to get a good cup run. They're in a battle at the moment with Ayr and Livingston. It looks like one of the three will be coming up to the Premiership. It's quite close. You can see it always is in the Championship, who's going to go up and down. Probably one of the more competitive leagues in Britain, if I'm being perfectly honest. So how have we prepared for this one? Well, in terms of our matches, we'll cover them first. It's only been 2 games in the league and 2 friendlies. The friendlies, my assistant Keith Lasley's taken care of. So that was a 1-0 draw against Ulte Varigem and a 2-1 win against Brøndby. So decent matches. But yeah, that's what it is. Motherwell would normally have, I think, just a couple of closed door games or maybe even a warm winter training camp at that time. But if it meant extra coffers in the bank balance, that's ideal because we are losing a lot of money. But usually that does end the season. It's fine, your season ticket sales, your prize money, and usually look to sell a player. So that'll always be our model here, and likely be the case at the end of the season. So how did the 2 matches go? Well, on Boxing Day we travelled up to Inverness. Great fixture for that time of year. Not my sarcasm, but they actually took the lead. Tom Walsh with a good drive from the left-hand side, blasted it, giving our goalkeeper Remy Matthews absolutely no chance. We managed to turn the game on its head though. Curtis made my header, and then a great strike from Craig Tanner put us 2-1 up. Charlie Adam made it 2-2 before Curtis Main with a late winner. We went 2 up top, him and Hardy, and it was by Curtis who got us the 3 points and the winner. Then the last game we played was Celtic travelling to Fir Park, and luckily on the 1st of January it meant the end of loan spells for Mark Gillespie in the Championship. He was at Millwall. It also meant the likes of Shea Gordon came back as well, so they were both involved and got action. Gillespie getting his first start of the season. I just felt like a little bit of a change. Because of the slow backline of McHugh and Hartley, I felt like Gillespie as a sweeper keeper would be more beneficial here. We managed to pick up the win, a good 2-1 victory. Again, Celtic are still really poor in this save. The changes have just absolutely decimated them. We're playing a very strange 3-5-2 with, it just looks a mess. I don't know how Lennon has still not been sacked. The goals from Curtis Main and Marcus Brown put us 2-0 up. We tried to hold out for a clean sheet, but Bale got one back to make it 2-1. They've been so bad that it is incredible. So we look at the table, you can see us there, level on points with Celtic, albeit with a game less, but we're in that fight for a potential European spot, although I'm quite happy to make my aim basically to finish in the top 6 and then build from there. It is a bit by bit process. But you can see we're starting to get the best out of Davy Turnbull, top assister in the league, 8 assists this season. Technically really good, mentals are really good. It's maybe in this save where his physicals haven't been great, but we'll keep working on him, and hopefully the long-term contract and continual games will see a wee increase in his value. Maybe someone will take a good punt on him. But apart from that, transfer business, I say a lot of guys have came back. The likelihood is that Kyle McDonald and Liam Brown, they'll probably go at the end of their contracts. They're good wee players, but not quite at the level that I want to aspire to get to. So it's likely we're going to see them. But the only business we've really done is our young prodigy, Scott Thompson, our first season new gen. That's really good potential. There was an idea to bring him into the first team, but I just felt like we could effectively do like a Jake Hasty, get a good 6 months out of him in loan, with a view to bring him into the first team when he comes back and he'll be 17. Potentially be a 4.5-star player. Again, you do kind of want him to be a 5-star potential player at Motherwell potential wise, because 5-star is our level. Or sorry, would be, I'd say 3-4 stars our level, but 5-star is the level we want players to be getting to, so we can sell these players on for profit. Their level should be a lot higher than here, and hopefully we can reap the financial benefits of that. So he's gone. Elliot Frear's on loan to St Mirren because of the contracts that have been given to Campbell, Turnbull, etc. he was someone who we needed to kind of balance the books and the wages, hence the wages are now just £2,000 over. So St Mirren are going to cover the 1.1k wages of Elliott. Plus, if we go to the contract, there is a optional 521k. And if they pay that for Elliott Freer, we'll certainly be laughing. So it would just be good business because I didn't expect us to get any of that kind of money. But we'll crack on. Scottish Cup match now. That's everything covered. Team will be Remy Matthews due to an injury to Gillespie, which is frustrating because it was a good match, but I don't want to risk him getting too injured. We'll just go with Remy Matthews and play it safe. Tate McHugh, Hartley and Dunn at the back. Cadden, Campbell, Turnbull, Tanner and Brown in midfield, and Curtis Main as a lone striker. On the bench today, although there is a few with a little bit of knocks, I'd just rather the experience of Gillespie there, and the same with Tom Aldred, and loss of the likes of Jake Hastie, Wesley Fofana, Rico Silva, Shea Galton, and Ryan Hardy. Let's go. Let's hope for a good result. Steve McLean, the referee. It will be close because some of the poorer SPFL teams sometimes struggle against the championship teams in a one-off game. When it gets to the end of the season in the playoffs, it's just the sharpness, because the playoff championship team have played that many games, they just kind of struggle a little bit. What we can hope is they've had Christian Mbulu on loan from us, because he's not playing, can give us a little bit of a benefit because it's someone that's a regular starter that isn't going to be featuring in this particular match. So hopefully a good cup run. That's one thing we also pride ourselves on as well. It's one thing I want to get quite early in the save, just to bring in the financial side of things, get a bit of money in the coffers. And at the same time, if you get a wee cup win, if you get a wee reputation boost, and that could be the difference by bringing a certain player into the club. They might be like, I might sign, or then they could go, well, I'm quite happy to sign for this football club. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully we can get into the game a bit more, because it's not been an encouraging start with the statistics there. Dundee United having a few shots and more of the ball. But they do have a pretty positive formation. That's a very attacking way for Paula and Nesbitt just to be off of Joe Nuttall up front, who's scored a good few goals this season. Yeah, we're just slowly edging back in, but nothing clear cut, nothing that seems to be, unfortunately, highlight worthy, as it maintains to be a 0-0 game, which hopefully doesn't go the way of Motherwell's cup game in real life, which, yeah, try not to remember that horrible game against Ross County where we lost 2-0 and were just generally dreadful that day. Anyway, Turnbull out to Cadden, ball in, Curtis Main again with a header, and Marcus Brown after the mistake from Siegrist in the Dundee United goal, and he puts it in the back of the net. Good confidence booster for Marcus. He's been hit and miss with his form. He is a young player, he is going to be inconsistent, and that puts us 1-0 up at half time. So good stuff there as Callum McHugh picks up his weekly booking. Pretty even game, more chances than Dundee United, more importantly the goal. Just going to say keep it up. Let's try and push for a second and hopefully put this game to bed as quickly as we can and progress into the 5th round of the Scottish Cup. Nice attendance as well, 6,756. Over 2,000 Dundee United fans as well. That's one thing, when you've got the likes of Ross County in the league, as it would be IRL next season, if Stuart Murdoch gets sent off, they don't bring the greatest away support, so clubs at Dundee United are missed because they can bring a healthy away support, and that's obviously a bit more money to likes of Motherwell as well, and vice versa when you travel to these kind of places for them. So good take off Tanner, only in a 6.3, not his day today at all. And we're going to put on Ryan Hardy because they do have the man missing in midfield. They're a man down, so Hardy hopefully, he's not been the happiest because he's not really been playing, but it's a good chance for him to showcase, maybe 4-4-2 is the way forward in the future and see if he can hopefully nick a goal, as they are a very narrow formation, so should we be looking to bombard the wings? I think we are going to go with that. So another tactical change. We're going to see Chris Cadden coming off and he'll be replaced by Jake Hastie. Put Jake out in the right and we'll just have him as an attacking inside forward. So hopefully, in fact, we can push them right back. Hopefully give us a chance exploiting the wings. Here's Watson. Good tackle from Charles Dunn. See Hastie's in a lot of space if Davy Boy can find him. That's Cadden still. Ball in, and Ryan Hardy gets his goal, so there we go. As I said, there was a lot of space to kind of take advantage of, and Chris Cadden finds Ryan Hardy, who gets his goal. So we're going to make our final change because we've got that little cushion. It's going to be David Turnbull coming off, and he'll be replaced by Shea Gordon. who is more just a normal central midfielder rather than a playmaker. But gives him a wee opportunity to get 10 minutes in and gives David Turnbull a rest with the league fixtures coming up. You can see since the sending off, Dundee United haven't really any chances. It's all been one-way traffic, and it looks like it's going to be a comfortable day at the office at the end of the game. But here's Hasty, ball in, Brown on the other side, and he cuts it back for Curtis Main. Gets his 10th goal of the season. So probably a lot more convincing than it ever sought to have been. But in the end, it's just been a poor day at the office for Dundee United. Everybody started to turn up. Good performances all round, maybe with the exception of Alan Campbell there, as Sam Staunton just puts one over the bar. Yeah, I don't think you can really say much more. Absolutely delighted to be going through it the next round. And hopefully we can get a pretty decent draw in the 5th round. But a good win, some money in the bank. And we'll just say to the guys, very pleased with the way they played. 3-0 win, you really can't complain, especially when the average ratings are pretty good to the team. Everybody's sitting over a 7.0, apart from maybe 2 or 3. So just a wee quick look into the news items. You can see there is only 8k, but when you add in the gate receipts, it certainly isn't the worst. But good for Brown there. Thompson played as Spartans beat Dumbarton. Oh, that's a shocker of a defeat for them, but hopefully that could be someone that we get in the next round. So say we are 58k in debt, so it's not well, I say we're in debt. The balance is at that we are actually a wee bit in debt, which is why we lose money every month. But once all that's paid off, and basically once we sell somebody for big money, for Scottish football terms, it will be fine. So coming up, we've got a couple of interesting ones: Dundee away, Hamilton away. So it's 2 tricky games, but certainly winnable. And then a home tie against Hearts, and then away to St Mirren. So there's a lot of winnable games coming up. Before the kind of games near the end of the split, it could be a bit more trickier. That's it for this episode. Cheers for watching. If you enjoyed it, drop us a wee thumbs up, any comments, let me know how you're feeling with FM as we're halfway through its cycle. And yeah, take it easy and hopefully I'll see you next time for the next episode of The Young Team. Bye bye.